it's Jahar. Welcome back to my channel. So there's kind of some glaring there, isn't there? On this camera. Okay, better. So I'm gonna do the TBR. Not TBR. Wrong video. What the heck? I'm not doing TBR list yet. I still have to do some little more work on that one, and I'm not ready for that. Okay, so I'm gonna do the what's it called? I keep getting them mixed up. It's like, okay, so hauling videos is when you are taking out books, right? And then unhauls when you bring in new books. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing a haul video, which I've never done yet, but I've mentioned a lot lately that I'm planning on doing one. I just was lazy and haven't gone to it, but now I am. So I'll basically be doing books that I either DNF or rated low, obviously, or books that I plan on never reading, or books that I plan on never reading again. Most of the books I have that I do love that I won't be hauling are books that I am definitely going to read again, and I'll probably be reading many, many more times in the future. I've been this past year has mostly been about rereads. I still have more books that I need to reread, but sometime next year there's definitely books on my TBR list that I want to read. So before I start reading the new books I want to read, I'm waiting to save up a little bit more money right now too, before I buy books to read. But whenever I am ready to start reading books on my TBR list, I'll definitely make a TBR video, you know, because I split the books in two lists. One of books that are on like the top of my list, the books I want to read more than anything, and the books that I do want to read, just I can hold off a little bit for, books that I'm not as anticipated for. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do them both. Right? Actually, I think I have decided. I'm going to do the one with the top of my list, and then when I finish all those books, I'm going to do the other list. So yeah. So moving on. What books will I be hauling today? Let's see. So this book, which I mentioned quite recently, I was not a fan. I ended up DNFing it. I was trying so hard to finish it because I wanted to read the rest of the series. And the thing is, when I was a bit younger, I actually read the third book of the series, and I didn't realize it was part of a series. But I read it and I loved it. So I wanted to read the rest of the series, and this book sucked. Second book was okay. Fourth book sucked. Not sucked as much as this one, but it was not as good as the second, and definitely not as good as the third. Third is definitely the best, no doubt. I was like sort of getting close to the end, but I was like, you know what, I can't do this. I mean, it doesn't usually take me that long to finish a book if I'm into it. This book, I spent a month trying to read it, and that's rare for me. So yeah, this was not fun. But the Ever After High series, which is what this books are based off of, the first season isn't that great, except for a few Ashlyn and Hunter moments. And this book was based off the first season mostly. That's probably why I wasn't a big fan of it, because I was a big fan of the first season of Ever After High. So yeah, it sucks. So I'm hauling it because I'm never gonna read it again. Heck, I couldn't even finish it the first time. So like, I don't have a place to put them. I used to just throw them on the floor. I usually don't do that with my books, but these books obviously I don't care about, so there you go. Where's that? I think I have my books are so disorganized right now. I need to get a bookshelf. There's this one area in my a little mini apartment I have here that I'm gonna clear out, and then I'm gonna get a bunch of bookshelves to turn into my own mini library. And I kind of set aside some books on my table here. Well, most of them I set aside because they're books that my mom is thinking about reading. She's gonna choose for a book club because she's trying to get to reading a little bit more. And but then some of them I had recently tabbed for the first time, so that's why they're set aside, so the tabs don't get all messed up sitting in this little thing. So yeah. Honestly, this is the second book in the series, and honestly, I don't know if I want to keep it. I mean, it wasn't that bad, honestly. Not as bad as the first or the fourth one, but the question is, am I going to read it again? Because I do not know. I don't know if I'm going to read it again. I mean, I did tab a couple parts. What parts did I tab? Let's see. I only tabbed 4 parts. Wow, that's how bad this book is. Okay, you should see some of my other books. I tabbed them so much. I'm trying to find out what I tabbed, see if they're important enough for me to keep. Maddie, Lizzie, Horace, and Keisha Shire, the 3 Wonderlandians, were standing together just outside the treasury, their backs to the wall, their eyes wide. At the same time, they said the Jabberwocky. So I have like this, I have the tabs color coded, obviously. This pink, I have 2 pinks, but this pink means like small scenes that I just really found interesting, that I really loved or liked. And I don't know why I like that part. Maybe it's because I love the Wonderlandians and the fact that they knew what was going on and like got all scared. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to find out if I want to keep this book because I don't know. Okay, this is when Apple was getting all the royals and rebels to work together to help Maddie. This is when they find out the truth and Maddie doesn't have to be exiled anymore. And then this is when Maddie gets all the royals and rebels to clean up Apple's and Raven's dorm room for them for because they helped her. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to keep it separate pile for the books that I'm not 100% sure if I want to keep or not. Because honestly, I don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to want to reread this book. Not even the tab parts. I mean, I might just take out the tabs and haul it. I don't know. Okay, over there's a pile for the not sure yet. Okay. So where did I put the 4th book? I think I put it over here. With because I put all my books I used for the whole TBR thing over here. For the trick-or-treat-thon, I put a pile right there because I wanted to. This I'm definitely hauling. When I was talking about it, I was like, I said there's a couple scenes, a couple chapters I was definitely gonna skip because like the chapter about Apple I could care less about. But I was excited for the one about Lizzie, the one about Maddie, one about Kitty, one about Ashley and Hunter. I think there was actually 2 that were about Ashley and Hunter, but they weren't what I expected, and I just. Yeah, I was not a fan. I did finish this in 1 day, but that's because it's a quick read, and yeah. So, but I'm definitely not gonna reread it. I rated it 2 out of 5 stars. I think that book, the second, which I'm not sure about. I don't remember if I rated it 3 or 4 out of stars, but I'm gonna find out because if I rated it 4, I'm definitely gonna move down to 3. Like seriously. Okay, so hauling that. Okay, what else? What other books were I planning on hauling? This book, it's The Cell by Stephen King. So I'm pretty sure it's a horror thing. I have no idea what this is, but it was in the book. But this book was not originally mine. I did not steal it, if that's what you're gonna ask. It was given to me. Well, sort of. It's kind of complicated. I'm not gonna get into it right now. But, see, the thing is, I love horror movies, and I even watched one horror TV show. I think that there's only one horror TV show I watched. No, there's 2 I watched. American Horror Story and Scream the series. But I'm way behind on American Horror Story. Like, I finally finished season 3 after years. And now I'm on season 4, and I have no idea when I'll be able to watch it or get myself into watching it. But for some reason, when it comes to book, like with TV, I have a pretty big expand of genres that I watch. You know, I watch most genres except for romance, but my favorite genre is still fantasy. But in books, fantasy is the only thing I like to read. Except for Erin Hunter's books, which her books are usually a mix between adventure and action. At least that's the way I see it. Because like they go on adventures and there's like fighting along the way, you know, trying to save themselves or whatnot from their enemies. So yeah. But when it comes to books, I just, for some reason, I never pick up horror. I never pick up really anything that's not fantasy. Let's be real. So yeah. So I'm gonna. So I haven't even read this yet, but and yeah. So I can't get into it, and I don't know. Maybe someday I'll be able to pick up this book or some other Stephen King's books because I do like his movie, It. I saw the original. I never saw the remake, and I might not. I don't know yet. We'll see how I feel. So I'm hauling that one too. I know the next book I'm gonna haul is over here with my trick or treat fun books. Voila. I didn't after this one. Yes. Making a video? Why? I usually give a book half the book before I DNF one, but this one I was just not getting into, and I don't know why. I mean, it's fantasy, and I think this is the first fantasy book I read that I just can't get into. Because most fantasy books I decide to read, I'm all in. Like, seriously. Like, this is the first fantasy book I read that I just don't like. Like, seriously, fantasy is my thing. Okay. What other books do I want to haul? Because I know there's more. I think there's a couple more. I think there was, like, one more that I wasn't 100% sure about, which would be this one. This book, I'm not sure. Because I don't know how familiar you guys are with thrift books, but I use that all the time to buy books. Like, that's the one thing I use now. I used to go to Barnes & Noble, but I don't think there's one near me where I live now. So I haven't been to Barnes & Noble in years. But I'm obsessed with thrift books, and you can get used books really cheap, and I think in good condition. I think there's only one book I bought that wasn't in perfect condition, but all the other ones, even though they're used, they come in pretty much perfect condition. And then if you buy enough books, you get enough points, and when you get 500 points, then you get a free book. And the free book, you can get just about anything you want for free, except I think books that it has to be under $5, so it can't be any new books, because you can buy new books on there too, and then books that just come out obviously only come out as new books. Like this one book, when I decided to buy this one, I thought I was gonna buy the newest Warrior Super Edition to come out, because I just bought the others and I wanted to buy the new one, but then I found out that you can only buy it if it's under $5, and since that one just came out, it's at full price until there are used ones to get cheaper, I guess. So yeah, so I decided to go with this one, and I do love the Divergent series. Don't get me wrong, I love the first one; it's my favorite. The second favorite would be Legion. Third favorite would be Insurgent. Same with the movies. So I don't like how Legion ended. I prefer the way Divergent ended, or Legion the movie ended, but that's just my opinion. I don't know if that's unpopular or very popular. I don't know how many people feel about that. But the thing is, I don't know if I'm ever gonna actually reread this book. I mean, I got it free, so like, but I'm a little upset that I used my free points on this book, honestly. So I don't know if I want to keep it and reread it, because I don't know, because it is a good book. It is. And I like the movies too. But honestly, I don't know if I want to reread it or not. Like, seriously. It's not one of... And if I do reread it, it'll be like something I only reread once in a blue moon after I reread everything else I own and reread and don't have anything new I want to read. Like, I'm finished my TBR list, I'm done, and then that's when I'll pick up this book, because I'll need something to read, obviously. I don't know yet. I'm gonna put this over here. That was loud. Okay, what else did I want to Oh yeah, this. This. I'm hauling this. I've never read this, and you know I'm into that creepy stuff like poltergeist, but I don't know. There's just something about this. I don't see myself actually ever picking this book up, and I don't know why. Like I said, I guess the creepy factors for me I like better on TV. I don't know, but yeah. So I'm holding that one because I don't see me ever reading it. What else do I want to haul? Haul. Let's see. There's a couple more books I haven't actually. There's a few books I haven't read yet, but I definitely want to read. Okay, this one. There's 3 books in this series. It's based on the TV show Once Upon a Time, and the first 2 I love. The first one is about I almost said Regina. No, that's the second one. First one's about Red, which is actually the first one I read, but I didn't know that there was more, and I didn't know that there was a certain order, but I still ended up reading Red first, which I loved. And then I read the Regina one because I had to, because I love both characters. And then I decided to read this one just because I love Once Upon a Time, and I was curious, and I do love Henry. And Henry and Violet's relationship was cute. It was kind of a first love thing, not something I'm like in love with, something I go gaga over like some ships. But it was definitely something cute, you know. But it was not what I expected. I mean, it was basically about the relationship, and it was about how they I mean, it wasn't bad. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's not something I want to reread. You know, they go on this field trip, and then Henry's trying to help Violet find something from her family, and so they kind of run away from their little field trip, go all over the place in the New York, I think they were at, and trying to track it down. And they were also contemplating whether or not they're going to be able to stay together once they graduate high school and move on to college. So yeah, definitely not the best. I definitely am keeping the Red and Regina. I'm going to have to get a new Regina one though, because my mom borrowed it when she was still in Florida and I was here in Illinois. And then it ended up in storage when they had to move, and now it's kind of messed up. So I'm probably gonna need to get a new Regina one. But until I do, I'm keeping this one. So it'll be in my next haul video if I bought the book by then, which I don't know if I will, but we'll see. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not hauling this one because I don't plan on ever reading it again. What's this book? Oh, this is Harry Potter. I'm keeping this stuff. Okay. Now, here's this. I got this years ago. My sister's old best friend, who we had a lot of issues, so I'm surprised she even got this for me, but she got it for me on my birthday. It was something that she had lying around and she didn't want, so she knew I loved the movies because it's High School Musical, and when I was 5, it was like my favorite movie. So yeah, and it just came out when I was 5, right? Because I think it came out in 2005, and I was 5 in 2005. But yeah, and honestly, it's just like the movie basically, and I probably will never read it. I mean, it's a junior novel, and whenever I want to watch, I think I've only read it once, and that was all those years ago, back when I, first got it. I was curious, so I read it, but I haven't read it since, and I probably never will. I might tear out these because in the middle of the book they have these pictures of the second movie. I might tear them out and kind of just hang them up or put them somewhere because I might do that. But I'll definitely never read this book again. I'll just watch the movie when I'm in a High School Musical mood or listen to the music if I don't want to watch the movie. So yeah, hauling that. Okay. Now this one's a little trickier because I like Descendants even more than High School Musical. This is also a junior novel, and there's also pictures, I think, if I remember correctly. I think all junior novels have pictures. Yeah, I might try these out because Descendants. But I don't know if I want to unhaul this one yet, or haul this one yet, because I do love Descendants a lot, you know, and I'm obsessed. I don't know. Should I keep it? I mean, I do love Descendants. Maybe I will read it sometime. I don't know. I think I only read it the one time I got it. I don't remember how I got it or why or who gave it to me. But I got it myself. I don't remember. I honestly don't. It's basically just like the first movie. So I'll probably just end up, I don't know, watching the movie or in the song, listening to the songs. I don't know if I should keep this or not. I'm sitting on the maybe pile. And then it bounced off the other books. Of course it did. Okay, is there any other books I want to haul? What books do I have? Keeping. And everything here I want to keep because this thing is just for Seekers, Warriors, and Harry Potter. And Isle of Lost. I think I had Isle of Lost there. Is that everything? Let me look and see what I have on my table. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I think that's everything that I want to haul. Okay, so going back to the maybe pile. This, I decided I'm going to haul. So taking out these. Where's my trash? My trash is all the way over there. I'm laying it here because I don't care right now. So I'm hauling this, definitely. I'm not going to reread it. Now, on to this one. A little bit more difficult. Not as difficult as the last book on my maybe pile. I don't know if I'm ever going to read it again. Maybe I should have a garage sale for all these books. I didn't realize how many I actually were planning on hauling. I don't know. Maybe I'll sell them on like eBay or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. This one I do not know if I want to keep still. This is hard. Like seriously, will I ever read it again? That's the ultimate question. Will I ever read it again? I read it once. That was years ago. You know? I don't know. I ship Triss. I like Triss. I ship her with 4. And I don't know. But the thing is, this book is not fantasy, actually. Which surprises me that I like it. But I don't love it. And that's probably because it's not fantasy. It's, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. Like Hunger Games, Divergent, what is that called? It's like, I forgot what it's called now. It's like, okay, but I'm sure you guys know. And I'm not big on that genre. I don't like Hunger Games. Divergent's alright, and so I decided that I'm gonna haul it. Now on to Descendants, which I love, which I'm obsessed with. Am I ever planning on reading it again? I don't know. Well, I definitely know I'm going to take out the pictures, just like the High School Musical one. But will I ever actually read it? I do love Descendants. I love Mel and Jay and Carlos and Evie, and I ship Mel and Ben and Evie and Doug and Carlos and Jane and Jane and Lonnie. But this is the first book. This is based on the first movie, so Carlos and Jane and Jane and Lonnie aren't really in this book, or at least their relationship isn't in this book. So it's mostly Mel and Ben, a little bit Evie and Doug. You know, and I love the 4 vacays. They're like all time for my favorites. So let's see what pictures they have on here. They have like this. Then they have these. Then these. Then these. Then these. I think they should show the final fight. But oh well. Yeah, I don't see me ever reading it because I'll probably just want to watch the movies or listen to music. So I'm a little sad to say, but I'm gonna haul it. It bounced off. Okay, so that's all of them. Am I right? I think I'm right. There's a couple books I haven't read yet, so when I read them, if I decide if I like them or not, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'll like them, but you never know. So, yeah. So I may or may not be making another hauling video, so, okay. So that's all for this video, I guess. Please like and subscribe and comment. Something, I don't know. Comment if you read any of these books, if you like them, if you think I'm right for hauling them. I don't know, and we'll talk later.